Day 7 of the 60-day pallet flipping challenge, and guess what? I got scammed. I can't actually believe it, because it's been years and years since I actually got scammed, because I'm really careful with the due diligence and all the checks that I do with people that I deal with. And here's the thing, it was a very clever scam. I got scammed out of £500. Listen, it's not a fortune. I can make that back many times over in a deal. It's just the principle of the matter. I'm going to explain how it actually worked and how it panned out. And the few things that I let slip, that I let my guard down. And, you know, if I had have done these checks, I would have realised and I wouldn't have actually handed the money over. So basically, here's a story of what's happened. I still can't believe that I've got scammed. Like, I've been in the game a long time, and it just doesn't happen. It never happens. So I get an email out of the blue. Back end of last week, I get an email from a guy. No idea where he found me. He said he'd been watching some of my trainings online or whatever. Says he's interested in maybe coming into my course or coaching program. And okay, yeah, fine. I get emails like that occasionally. And he says, but by the way, I've fallen upon an opportunity. I know a guy that's got some stock in his business. What do I do? I says, well, you need to learn the business. I says, look, I'll tell you what, you pass me his contact details and let me deal with it. And I'll give you, if I do the deal, I'll give you a finder's fee. All right? And he says, yeah, but I'm a bit, you know, how do I know you're going to, like, go through with it and pay me? I says, look, I pay lots of people finder's fees. I've been in the game a long time, and yeah, it's up to you. So anyway, he connected me with this guy. It was a different email address. And it was a guy who was getting rid of some stock. And I obviously had the location of the goods. And we started getting into an email conversation. And it was all like really detailed. I had a real detailed list of the stock, the inventory. And all the photos, even the photos of the goods in the warehouse. And it was just all adding up, because it looked like it was this stock owner who's offered me the goods. It looked like he's there and he can see everything, all this stock, and very knowledgeable about what was on a pallet and, you know, the sizes of certain things, and just lots of really detailed information he was coming back with answers on. So that kind of gets me more confident. And anyway, we agreed it, because I obviously had a buyer for it. And I handed over a deposit to secure the goods, which I do sometimes before we collect the goods. But I do it on the back of me getting a deposit from my buyer. All right, so I'm not actually putting my money down, I'm putting my buyer's money down. So got the money through, and all the logistics was being organised for my buyer to go and collect the goods. And he was still thorough about it. You know, he showed me photos of the pallets of goods all ready and prepared, pallet wrapped, and, you know, it was just genuine. And obviously we had the address and everything else. And I'm going to obviously go into more detail about how I let my guard slip, and how the couple of things that I didn't check out properly. The reason was because I got into an email conversation that was really detailed and thorough, and it made me confident that I was obviously dealing with the right guy. And then obviously I did the deal, and then I messaged the guy that connected me, and I says, well done, you're not even in my course yet, and you've made a finder's fee of £190, well done. So we reached the point today where my buyer was wanting to collect the goods tomorrow. And so I emailed the stock owner and I said, Yeah, we just want to. I just want to know where does the lorry come to load the goods? Is it behind your store or location? Whereabouts does it turn up and load the goods? And I didn't get an email back. And then I thought, well, maybe he's busy. And so what I did was I looked up his business online, and I found a business website and saw photos of the location of the premises, and there was a phone number. So I phoned it up and I asked for the name, and the guy said, yeah, speaking. I said, oh, hi John, we've been chatting on email for ages. I thought at this point, I'll get on the phone and meet you properly. And he says, about what? I says, well, it's about this stock that I've bought from you. Mike so-and-so put me in contact with you on email. We've been chatting about this stock. We've been swapping loads of emails to get this deal done. And he says, no, mate, not me. I says, that's your name. Blah, blah, blah. Gave the name. He says, yeah, that's my name. I says, are you selling this stock? Are you clearing this stock, this surplus stock? He says, no. He says, I haven't got any stock to clear, no. I said, are you sure? I says, this is your business and this is the address as well. The address matches up online. He says, no, sorry. I went, right, okay then. No problem. Put the phone down. Fuck! I've been scammed. And I knew at that point I had. And the first part that I knew I'd been scammed was because the email address was slightly different on the website to his email address that he'd been emailing me on. It was slightly different. All right? I started then, and then I replied, and then I emailed the guy who first connected me, who was interested in joining my course, my training course. And he never replied back either. So things are starting to, obviously I'm thinking, oh shit, I've been scammed for 500 quid. I'm going to look deeper into this. So I looked up the business name on Company's House, the limited company, because his email address that he'd been emailing me from was the name Limited. So I looked up this name and I found it on Company's House, and it had just recently been registered on the 2nd of January, this business name. Okay, it just recently been registered, this business name, and it was slightly different to the website and the location of this business. It was the same name, but it was a slightly different. I think one was this one said Limited, but I think the actual location or the website was slightly different name. And then I looked at the domain. I looked for the domain because you can get information on when that domain was purchased and registered. And the domain name limited.co.uk, it was registered on the 5th of January last week. So the business was registered on the 2nd of January. The domain was registered on the 5th of January. I thought, oh shit, someone's just set this up to scam people. And that was it. And so here's the part of due diligence that basically went wrong for me and what I should have done and what I normally do. I just let my guard slip. We'd had Christmas and I came back and I saw this deal and I went along with it. But normally what I do is, to avoid being scammed, and this works really well, is I always phone the person who's offered me the stock to make sure they're a real person, and I always phone where the stock is located as well and speak to someone there to say, is this stock at your location, and is this the owner of the stock, just to get confirmation. And I didn't do that. And normally I do check out the company name online as well. I'll check out the website, or I'll check out their business info on Company's House. or the domain, or I'll just do a few more checks, and I didn't do it. So it's just my fault, and I'm annoyed with myself. And I'll tell you, it's been like years since I've been scammed, years. And that's because I always do phone up and I do my checks. I phone up, and also as well, something that I do as well, just to make sure, I get them to film. I get on a video call with the person, and I get them to film the stock live in real time while I'm speaking to them on video. So they're showing me the pallets of goods live, and I get them to walk out of the warehouse and film the front of the building with the actual building name, the warehouse company name or the business name. So I can see that it's that actual warehouse because I've seen the name of the business on the warehouse. So I've got proof that the goods are there. I know that they've confirmed on the phone it's owned by this person or this company. Sometimes I even get them to walk up the street and video the name of the street, so I can see the name of the street as well. So I am more thorough, but this one, because it was quite a low value deal, not big money in it, and it all sort of happened fairly quick, I'm kind of, someone's just basically set up a business. They've found a business somewhere, and they've copied the name slightly, and they've literally made an inventory list, itemised of each product and how many, and photos of the stock, and photos of pallets, and really detailed, they've gone to the effort of making it look like an actual real genuine deal. And that's what led me in, and it was the conversation that I was having with this person. It was someone that was someone that was actually very knowledgeable on products and pallets and pallet quantities, and it was someone that was actually knowledgeable. So that's what kind of led me on and went through the process. But what I should have done was I should have made that phone call in the first place and spoke to the person. I should have rung that number. If I'd have rung that number and spoke to the guy that answered, and he said to me, well, yeah, this is my business, but I'm not selling any surplus stock. It's not my stock. I'd have known then. If I'd have just made that phone call, and I didn't. I did it, I was just doing it all on email. And I do lots of deals on email and WhatsApp. And 99% of them are all legit and professional people that I'm dealing with. They're dealing with proper businesses. But as I say, what this guy has done, he's used one email as though he's thinking about joining my course, and then he suddenly said, well, actually, I know this guy that's selling some stock. And then he's connected me with this guy on this email address, this business email address, and it's obviously him. He's actually using both email addresses. He's pretending that he's connected me with this guy, and that's what he's done. It was all done quite cleverly, actually. All done quite cleverly. I mean, what I've done is I've just emailed this guy back, and I've just said, look, I know you scammed me. I'll walk away from this. Here's my PayPal email address. Refund me my money, and I won't pursue this. If you want me to pursue it, I will find you. All right, I will find you. And I am the last guy that you want to cross. I'm the last person that you want to mess with. Just giving it a bit of big bollocks. And, hopefully he'll just send the money back after the email that I've sent him, just to frighten him a little bit. After doing a bit of research, and I knew about another business on Company's House that he used to own that went bust a few years ago. So it's obviously the same guy. And, there might be a chance I could find him. I reckon it is his genuine name, because obviously he'd invoiced me an invoice for his finder's fee. I nearly sent his finder's fee this morning, but I held off. I actually emailed him. He mailed me last night an invoice, and I said, "Oh, I'll send it. This was yesterday, but I didn't send it." And then this morning he mailed me and said, "Oh, I didn't get my finder's fee. Have you sent it?" And I said, "No, I haven't sent it yet. I'm just going to wait till we've collected the goods, make sure the quantities are correct, and make sure the stock's all perfect and all okay. And once we've picked it up, I will pay you your finder's fee." So I nearly ended up sending my finder's fee on top. So not only has he scammed me out of some goods, pretend goods, he was trying to get a finder's fee commission out of it as another person. So he's tried to scam me kind of twice. So it's unbelievable. I cannot even believe this, but luckily for me, it's a small amount. I can write that off and I'll make that money back in a week. In less than a week, I'll make that money back. But it just goes to show how, even guys like me who have been in the game many, many years can let the guard down and not do checks. So as I say, it doesn't matter if you're buying a small deal or a large deal, always do your checks. If you search on my YouTube channel, you can search for how not to get scammed. I did a part 1 and part 2 on how not to get scammed by people online. I actually did those, and I didn't follow all those steps on this particular deal. It's my fault. It doesn't run into thousands, so yeah, it's one of them things. It's a small few £100. My fault. But yeah, day 7 got scammed out of £500. But I'm working on lots of other deals. I've had loads of new offers through today because I've emailed all the contacts who offered me goods the whole of 2023. Loads and loads of them, and I've had tons and tons of emails, still going through them. So I've got a big shitload of new surplus offers come through today. So yeah, that was day 7. Very eventful, and do your due diligence. All right, and that's it. See you again for day 8 tomorrow.